It's showtime. What's up, good people, and welcome to the Frank Harris Show, the biggest, the best, and the baddest show on earth. We got Mix Master Nick Ming with us. Nick on the boards right now, putting it together, E. Big Nick Ming. What's up, Ming? Yo, E.
Yes.
E, what's up, E, man? E, you out there tearing up the AAU basketball circuit, boy. Your team is out there winning, I'm hearing, E. I hear you got the best team in the Puma basketball circuit right now, E.
Yeah,
Talk to me, E.
We trying. We got some nice little young players. We're trying to get them some scholarships. That's what it's all about. Just trying to get these kids some scholarships. We are just trying.
E, it look like you got some guys that might be ready for the NBA playoffs in a few years. As we about to start talking about the NBA season, E, you got some guys ready for the playoffs in a few years, E?
That's what I'm hoping for. We got some good young players, man. Good young players. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yo, E, let me tell you something, man. This has probably been for me the worst playoff run the worst playoffs that I've ever seen before. I am so disappointed, right? I mean, if I'm Commissioner Silver, are you kidding me? The Eastern Conference has been an absolute abomination. The Celtics have probably had the easiest run to the conference finals in the history of the NBA. The easiest run ever. Can you imagine this, Eric? First of all, not only were the teams bad, let me start by saying that, okay? Because of Milwaukee injuries, obviously. They didn't play the Sixers, but the Sixers were injured as well. But Eric, can you imagine this concept? The Celtics have won 3 series, and the best player for all 3 teams thus far has been hurt. Series 1, Miami. Jimmy Butler gets hurt.
Yes.
Series 2, Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell gets hurt.
Yes.
And Allen.
Yes.
Series 3, Indiana. Halliburton gets hurt. Yes. Eric, come on, bro. Yeah, can you imagine them walking to the finals like that?
Yeah. I mean, this been the easiest road to the NBA finals in history. I mean,
in history of the game. Now, Eric, question about that. Is that good or bad? Because right now they're not really battle tested. And everybody's saying they're not playing well, but I mean, I guess they're kind of playing as well as you can play. I mean, they've lost 2 or 3 games so far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But will that adversely affect them because they've had such easy games and they're not battle tested? Or is it better, E, because they're a bit more rested and they haven't been challenged and it hasn't really been very physical? It's been pretty much, easy series wins. So are they better served?
I look at it both ways. I mean, it's good that they're getting their rest. They only lost 2 games, so it's good they're getting their rest. But at the same time, when you're not getting battle tested late game situations, this might come back and bite them in the ass because late game situation they've been winning games by a big margin. So late game execution stuff like that might come and bite them in the ass when they play a real good team down the stretch. So it's good and bad, but I mean they need to start playing games, more competitive games, and so that they can be ready to face adversity when it hits.
So E, will you please pick a side, bro? I said, is it good or bad? We all know there's some good and some bad. Bruh, will you pick a side? Is it good or is it more good or more bad? We understand this. It could be both. Can you please pick a side, bro?
All right, I'm going to pick a side just because Al Horford, he needs the rest. It's good for them because they need the rest. Al Horford, up there in age, playing a lot of minutes. So I'm going, yes, it's a positive thing for them because they're getting the necessary rest they need. So I'm going, yes, positive.
So here you go. So we start talking about basketball. You got to talk about a Dominican guy playing basketball. Here we go. Al Horford. That's your answer. So if you want to go there, let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves with another one of your Dominican brethren playing right now. Yo, what's going on with your boy Karl Anthony Towns, bro?
Yeah, bad. Hasn't showed up. I mean, last night 0 for 8 from 3-point range. I mean, I just think he needs to, play back to the basket a little more. I mean, he's versatile. I know he can shoot it, but I mean, get to the rack. Post up a little bit more. You know what I mean? Let the game. Instead of you shooting all them threes, get to the free throw line. Do some things that get you in rhythm. Playing the game. Just shooting threes, jacking them threes ain't gonna cut it. Bad series for my man Cap. Bad.
So E, So we talked about the Eastern Conference, which has been, like I said, as bad as it has ever been before. What a horrible conference. The West has been a little bit spicier, right? Obviously, Anthony Edwards has brought some spice to the West. They beat Denver. That was a pretty big series. You know, OKC, right now, the spice is from Anthony Edwards in Minnesota, okay? And then you got the Kyrie Luka dynamic, obviously, two of the better players in the NBA, two closers on the same team, two great players. I don't think anybody thought that they would potentially sweep Minnesota, but this is what I think this series shows. This series shows, how important experience is. I think people underestimate the importance of playoff experience, championship experience. And there are some vets on Minnesota, some guys that have deep playoff experience, right? Conley, when he was with the Memphis Grizzlies, as well as Gobert, when he was with the Utah Jazz for years, had some deep runs. But their best two guys are not, right? Grizzled, playoff experienced, vets, guys that have gone deep in the playoffs and gotten their hearts broken and lost. And that's Anthony Edwards, and that's your boy Cat, Karl Anthony Towns. And it's showing now, playing against Luka, who's carried a team. Remember, they beat the Chris Paul Phoenix Suns. I always say that. Chris Paul, Booker, Aiden, they have Mikal Bridges on that team. Luka destroyed them by himself and got them to the conference final, right? With your boy Jalen Brunson coming off the bench. And then Kyrie Irving has won a championship, and he was probably the closer in most of those games. LeBron James was going to Kyrie Irving to close those games. Yes. And it really shows the playoff experience, the championship pedigree with Kyrie, how they are man-handling the Minnesota Timberwolves. Question, did we all these people ordain this guy, Anthony Edwards, the next guy too soon? Because he's looking horrible when the lights are the brightest right now. Did we ordain him the next guy too soon,
Yeah, great young player. I mean, I think so. I think, people were calling, comparison to Michael Jordan, all these comparisons. I think it's too soon to, give that kid the crown to the NBA. He's a great young player, only 22 years old. You know what I'm saying? Just wait 2 years from now when he's actually reached his peak as a basketball player, 24, 25 years old. I think it's too soon for him. I think, some guys under the break.
Hold on. Bro, he's not going to reach it. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but he's not going to reach his peak at 25, bro. Michael Jordan wasn't the best Michael Jordan at 24, 25. 28 maybe, but 24? Come on, bro. Reach his peak? Let me interrupt for a second. He's not going to reach his peak at 24 years old, dogs.
Most
he'll get better.
Yeah, most guys, 24, 25, 26 is when they really hit their ceiling as far as basketball players. So I'm saying in a couple years.
Ceiling? Yes. Michael Jordan at 25, 24, 25 was losing in the playoffs.
But that's a different NBA. In today's NBA, the NBA is younger now, Frank. So I'm saying the NBA is younger. That's a different NBA. We're talking about
LeBron James wasn't 24, 25 hitting his peak. What do you mean?
Yes, Frank. It's a different NBA, Frank. It's a different NBA. Guys, are reaching their peak sooner. 24, 25, 26 is when they really, elevating their games to new heights. You know what I'm saying? So,
Eric, do you know what reaching your peak means? When you reach your peak, that means it goes down from there, bro. Peak is the highest. So you saying that 24 guys are peaked out? Come on, bro.
No, not peaked out. I'm saying reaching their playoff basketball, like their highest peak of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
When you say highest peak, that means they can't get any better. That's the best you're going to get. When you say highest peak, that's the best they're going to get. It's no way at 24 years old, guys are reaching their highest peak. You can say guys are developing and maturing, but you're not reaching your highest peak at 24, bro.
So let me ask you this. So
yes, actually.
So Cat. So I mean, not Cat. Ant-Man. So you mean to tell me?
Yes.
3 years from now, he's not going to be at his best? 3 years from now, he's only 22. So 3 years from now.
No, he's not going to be at his peak. He'll be a better player. He'll be at his peak probably at around 28.
Wow.
He's not going to be at his peak. He'll be a better player, of course. But the best Ant Edwards is not going to be 24-year-old Ant Edwards. 28-year-old Ant Edwards should be better. 29-year-old Ant Edwards should be better. 24-year-old Ant Edwards is not the best version of what Ant Edwards is going to be.
I didn't say 24. I said 25, 26, Frank. I said 25, 26.
Bro, you started at 24. Then you said 25. By the time we finish this conversation, you're going to be at 28, I'm sure.
25.
Unbelievable.
25, 26, we're going to see a different Ant-Man than what we're seeing now at 22.
We agree on that part, but he ain't going to be at his peak. But let me ask you this question, E. So as we're having this conversation, okay, we're talking about Ant-Man being a bit overrated, right? Too early. And we love his personality, etc. And talking about players in that series, is Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic the best backcourt ever?
Nah, they ain't the best backcourt ever. Come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. They ain't the best backcourt ever. They haven't won anything together. What are you? How can you ordain?
I'm asking the question. I didn't say that's the case. I'm asking the question.
All right, I'm just saying. How can you say they're the best backcourt or ask that question and feel like they are up there and considered as one of the top 5 best backcourt in the NBA? They haven't won anything. I mean, let them guys win something together, and then we can put them in the top. We can start the conversation or the top 5 best backcourt, top 10 best backcourt. But right now, they haven't won anything together. I mean, it's great that they do.
So give me 3 backcourts that have been better, and I'll give you some examples if you can't think about them off the top of your head. Can I give you some examples if you can't think of them off the top of your head? Maybe you can think about it yourself.
Go ahead.
Okay. The best backcourt in the history of the game, people would argue, is Steph and Clay.
Okay, I mean that's up there. Okay, I give you. That's
okay.
One. That's one.
I get another backcourt people like a lot. Tony Parker, Ginobili.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. Sam Jones, Bob Cousy.
Okay, now we picking up some momentum, Frank. All right. I was gonna say what was Magic's backcourt mate? Magic and
Byron Scott. Come on. Byron Scott is not a Hall of Famer, bro. Come on.
What about my man? You know my man Isaiah Thomas and
yes, Dumas and Thomas. Those are 2 Hall of Famers. I was gonna get to that. You got Jordan and Ron Harper. People say it was a good backcourt.
Okay. All right.
Isaiah Dumas, great. Maurice Cheeks, Andrew Toney was a really good backcourt.
You know about that one.
So E. Okay, I'll give you one more. Clyde Frazier and Earl of Pearl Monroe. Another good backcourt.
Now we talking, Frank. Now we talking.
So E, my question to you becomes, of those backcourts that I named, right? I mean, not very many of those backcourts and then they've won more rings, are not better than Kyrie and Luka. I mean, Isaiah Thomas, Dumas, you could argue. Clay and Steph, you could argue. I mean, who else?
I'm saying I said Magic and Byron Scott. Yes, Magic carried most of the load, but Byron Scott was a decent player, Frank.
But you can't have one superstar and a decent player to beat. Kyrie and Luka are both Hall of Fame superstars.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
I mean, you got to get like Dumas and Isaiah were both very good.
Yes, very good.
Right?
Clyde
Dumas and Isaiah were both very good. Right? Like you sleeping like Parker and Ginobili are Hall of Famers, both of them, by the way. Parker and Ginobili are better backcourt, you could argue, than Magic and Scott. Eric, Parker and Ginobili are both Hall of Famers.
Great system guys.
Whatever you want to call it, you could be in a system. Oh, so is Tom Brady not a good quarterback because he was in a system? You can't do that.
No, Tom Brady's Tom Brady, Frank. Cut it out, Frank.
All right, well, but you can't say he's a system guy. He's not Mahomes. He's a system guy. So you can't take that away from Ginobili and Parker because they played in the systems. And by the way,
you're going to tell me Allen Iverson and Aaron McKee are great backcourt too, right? Or Eric Snow.
Go back to sleep, bro. Go back to sleep. So, I mean, outside, listen. So maybe Isaiah and Dumas, maybe Steph and Clay, right? But like, Kyrie and Luka's up there, bro.
I mean, that's when we got to really do our research, man. There's been a lot of great backcourts out there. I mean,
I did my research. I'm telling you the best ones. It's not better than the ones I'm giving you. I'm giving you the best ones.
Kyrie and Luka, yes, they're great backcourts. But
yes,
future Hall of Famers both.
Yes, we talking about now. Clay and Steph are both future Hall of Famers. Dumas and Isaiah are Hall of Famers, right? 2 guys that are Hall of Famers. You can't have one Hall of Famer and one bum juice like Byron Scott and say that's a great backcourt. Byron Scott is a mediocre player. He's not even close to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, but I mean,
he's not close to the Hall of Fame, bro.
So you saying Jordan and Ron Harper?
Harper's not close to the Hall of Fame either. The closest he's gonna get is if one of his sons make it.
You said that,
right?
You said Jordan and Ron Harper.
I was just naming backcourts that people consider to be good backcourts. But I'm just saying it's hard to have backcourts where one guy is a Hall of Famer and the other guy is a good player.
Okay.
I mean, that's the argument. You can say Drexler and Porter were that, right? I mean, those guys are very good. But look, Drexler's a Hall of Famer. Porter was an okay player.
That's a good backcourt.
So Harper and them, so Kyrie and Luka are higher than you think.
Yeah. Not that you mentioned these players. Not that you mentioned
That's the real conversation. Sam Jones and Kuzi, that's a really good one. They got a lot of rings together. But anyway, just a question, right, Fodder? I would love to get the feedback from the fans and the people out there telling us who they think is the best backcourt, some of the best top 5 backcourts in the history of the NBA. Yeah, right? That's a question out there,
that's
right?
a good question.
Now, I got to switch gears, because you know we got to bring some controversy to the show, Yes. It ain't the Frank Harris show with my guy, Dominican if we don't have some controversy. You ready, E?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Let's talk about LeBron James and Charles Big Mouth Barkley have come out recently to say that stop hating on Caitlin Clark, all is hating on Caitlin Clark, everybody's hating on Caitlin Clark, pushing this narrative, okay? So now we got 2 famous black men, okay, using their platform to defend this white lady, right? And I don't want to make it like super racist, but like Caitlin Clark doesn't need, right, LeBron James and Charles Barkley, first of all, to defend her. She's a big enough girl to defend herself, and she has enough people out there in the mainstream who love her anyway. Why do 2 black men feel like they need to use their platform to support Caitlin Clark, running a narrative that you think is true, but where's the narrative true? Who's hating on Caitlin Clark? I'm asking you.
Frank, there's a lot of hate going on Caitlin Clark. You see it, Frank. There's a lot of hate going on.
See it how? Tell me, but who? Tell me who? Where? In what segment? And why do we need 2 black men to go stand up for Caitlin Clark? They wasn't speaking up when Asia Wilson couldn't get a deal from Nike, and they were giving all the white players, not all, but they gave deals to Ionescu, they gave deals to Breonna Stewart, and Asia Wilson couldn't get a signature sneaker. We didn't hear those black people speaking up then. Why you want to open your mouth for this woman, Caitlin Clark, who can stand up for herself and has a whole legion of people already standing up for her, Eric?
I think the bigger picture is they're trying to push the WNBA to new heights. That's the bigger picture, Frank. They're trying to push the WNBA to new heights.
Who is? Who's they?
The whole NBA, all organizations trying to push.
I'm asking you about Charles Barkley and LeBron James.
And I'm saying that if we look past that, the NBA is trying to push the WNBA to new heights. You know what I'm saying? Getting these women paid. That's one of the big issues with the WNBA. So they're trying to push that narrative. So Caitlin Clark being a center of that, I think it draws a lot of attention to the WNBA, and it draws a lot of, analysts and media stuff to them. And so I think it was great for them to do that. It was great for them to do that.
Here we go again. Black men got to stand up. Why can't they stand up for some of the sisters out here that's struggling? Why can't they stand up for Angel Reese when she's going through what she's going through? And by the way, Caitlin Clark is a great player. Caitlin Clark is the reason she's been a very important piece in change for the WNBA and women's college basketball. That's a fact.
That's my point.
Caitlin Clark is the real deal. But guess what? Nobody stood up for people like Angel Reese, people like Asia Wilson. Why? Don't give me that, E. And don't say putting that aside. You can't put that aside, E.
I'm saying look at the bigger picture, Frank. They trying to push.
So the bigger picture is that the black women don't matter, and we need to run behind this white girl and praise her and say she's the greatest. And by the way, for the record,
hold on, Frank. You just said that she's done great for college basketball.
She has been. She's amazing. Listen, I'm taking nothing from her greatness, Eric, but she'll need us to stand up for her. And number 2, around a narrative that's false. When you say people are hating on Caitlin Clark, no one's hating on Caitlin Clark more than they're hating on Angel Reese. I don't understand what's the narrative? Let me ask you a question. Who's hating on Caitlin Clark? You tell me who. Because this is a narrative that we running now, right? Of course, there's going to be realistically some people feeling a way, no matter what. Some people are hating on Anthony Edwards right now, but nobody needs to come out and say, oh, Anthony, or whoever it is, right? But there's no hate to the point where Caitlin Clark needs people to defend her.
Frank.
Any great player gets hate. They hate on Luka Doncic. They hate on Jokic. Every great player gets hate on.
What attention this young lady is getting? Jealousy.
Yes.
Jealousy has, somehow surfaced in the locker room and stuff like that. What attention she's getting. You can tell, Frank. You can tell when watching the game, they're not passing her the ball. I watched one incident where she's asking for the ball and they're not even giving it to her. They just staring her off. Like, come on, Frank. I mean, all the attention she's getting, not even playing one game in the WNBA, getting all that attention, and now getting the sneaker deal and all these different things, that draws a lot of jealousy, Frank. Especially when these young ladies are not getting paid. Especially when the young ladies are not getting paid, Frank, like they should be. She's getting all the attention.
Well, don't say they should be, because, right, you eat what you catch. And the WNBA has not made money. Right? So now that dynamic may change, but don't say they should be. Let's not say that. But let's hope for the future that the WNBA becomes a league that makes money and these young ladies get paid. We agree on that.
Okay.
But let's not say they should be. That's number one. Number two, what I'm saying is this. What I'm not saying is there's not going to be some hate, animosity, or jealousy, right?
Okay. So we agree.
But there's not more of that to the point where we need defense. Every star in any league or any person that's successful deals with hate, animosity, and jealousy. The Kardashians deal with hate, animosity. Anybody that's successful in life, whether it's business, Eric, whether it's as influencers, LeBron deals with it. Michael Jordan dealt with it. The point I'm making is, Andrew Reese deals with it, right? They all deal with it. But my point is, we're acting as if Caitlin Clark is getting it to a degree where we have to defend her. That's where I have an issue, Eric. I'm not at all trying to imply that there's not going to be some jealousy or hate. Whenever there's success, that follows.
Okay.
Right? Whether you're Drake as an artist, a singer, people are jealous and there's animosity and hate towards him.
Okay.
Good or bad. That's the reality, bro.
Okay. So, but you're saying that why these two black men come out and defend Caitlin Clark?
That's all I'm saying. For what?
So, all right, let me ask you this. So it would have made a difference if two white guys would have came and defended her? Like, two white guys came and defended Caitlin Clark. Would have made a difference?
Okay, so let me tell you the difference. Okay? And so I'm going to say it on two ways. First of all, I think this is overhyped, so no one needs to come out to defend her. Caitlin Clark is a big girl, and she can handle and defend herself, like she did in Iowa when they hated on her, and she went on and had a historic season and a historic career. So that's number one. So no one needs to stand up for Caitlin Clark. That's the first thing, okay? But if somebody is to stand up for Caitlin Clark, okay, why do these two black men need to use their platform for doing so? I don't understand. Why do we as black people always feel that we have to continue to defend everything that's white? Like white is always right. I don't mean it from a racial perspective, but that's the reality. You know how it goes, E. Like all I'm saying is this. Caitlin Clark can defend herself. And by the way, all the powers that be defend Caitlin Clark all the time, right? All the white Americans and people that run all of the corporate business, they clearly all on Caitlin Clark's side.
Okay.
You and I know that. And by the way, rightfully so. Let me tell you why. Because America loves a great white hope. We know that.
Okay. But okay, so my defense of that.
Well, hold on. Let me just say this. The great Larry Bird. America loves a great white hope.
Larry Bird was a bad, you know what, Frank.
And so is Caitlin Clark, right? And so is Caitlin Clark,
She's
right?
not proven
All
yet.
I'm saying is,
she's not proven though, Frank. She's not proven yet.
All I'm saying is that we Barkley and LeBron, right, should need to just close their mouths about it. And LeBron is just personal, right, because he felt some hate for himself. But anytime you're successful, Eric, you're gonna get some animosity and hate. But these two black men need to be defending this white girl. Let me ask you a question, right? Why didn't they get on their platforms and defend Angel Reese as vigorously when she was going through her ups and downs? And we didn't hear about that narrative. Tell me. Now you're shaking your head and you're dancing. Now you're doing bachata on me right now.
What I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying though, Frank. I think that it's a bigger picture. I think that LeBron, being like the NBA ambassador of the NBA, who's taking on the crown and sticking on the helm of the NBA. I think he's trying to push the NBA to new heights, and I think he's speaking. He's being voices about his opinion on Caitlin Clark and how they're treating her. So he's pushing the narrative.
So when they treated Angel Reese right, why he didn't use his platform for that? Why he didn't use his platform when Biden's wife came into the locker rooms and said, for the first time ever, right, when the black team won, let's let the Iowa team and LSU come to the White House together. When Biden had to then say,
that was bad, Frank. That was
bad.
But
Hold on. Why y'all didn't say nothing then? When Biden came in and said, "Oh, we're gonna let the
people spoke out, Frank. People spoke out."
But Eric, but not like this.
LeBron James, not to mention LeBron James, but people spoke out.
We talking about the black men using their platforms the same way. That's my point. That wasn't big enough, and they swept that under the rug, real quick. Come on, E. Let's not do that. My point I'm making is this: Caitlin Clark, and again, I will repeat, is phenomenal. Right? Great player in college. We think she'll have great trajectory. Don Staley said it. And then when Don Staley said she's not one of the greats if she don't win the ring, they killed the great John Staley, who's the best coach in any sport, men or women. Don Staley is a national treasure. She the best coach in any sport, period. Love Don Staley.
I love Don Staley, but she ain't the best coach. Come on, Frank. Come on.
Who better than her? Who better? Give me a coach. Now we getting off topic, but give me a coach better than Don Staley. Tell me who.
In the WNBA or just coaches in general?
Coaches, period.
Come on, Frank. Come on. Don't do that, Frank. She's a great coach.
But stop saying. Tell me who. Stop saying, "Come on, man, you dancing again." You do. Hey, hold on. You want to put some? You want to put on some bachata because you're doing a lot of dancing today, Bob.
Hold on. So you mentioned Bill Belichick. No, he's not one of the greatest all-time greatest coach. You're going to tell me Mike Tomlin?
Time out. Hold on. What Bill Belichick? Where's he coaching at again?
What you mean? So what?
Hold on. We talking about people coaching now. Where's Bill Belichick coaching?
You said ever. You said ever.
I never said she's the best coach ever. She's the best coach we have today in sports. She is. Who's better than her? You talking about Bill Belichick? Where he working at? He can't get a job.
Frank, she's better than the coach from UConn. Come on, Frank. Come on.
Today she is.
I love Dawn Staley. She's a great coach. I love her.
Eric, today she is.
But come on.
Today.
No.
Eric, today she is.
She's not better than Gino.
Eric.
She won 2 national championships compared to Gino. How much Gino won?
Eric, hold on, Eric. You say this all the time, Eric. Stop talking about these dinosaurs, bro. Yo, the game done passed Gino Auriemma, bro. Like Don Staley's it right now. You can't tell me about guys. Yo, bro, just like you thought the game passed Belichick. By the time Belichick was finished, he wasn't the best coach in football anymore. You can't tell me what a guy did 20 years ago. When Belichick stopped playing football, he wasn't the best in football. Right now, the best coach currently, Gino Auriemma, historically has been amazing. Today, he's not the best in his sport. Stop telling me what he did before.
Come on, Frank. Come on. I love Don Staley, Philly, brother, city of.
You don't love her enough.
I love her. I love Don Staley. Great player at Virginia, great player, Hall of Famer. But she's won 2 national championships, and we crowning her as the best coach ever. I mean, you know today. You said
I didn't say ever. Come on, stop saying that. If you're gonna quote me right, Bob.
You said today. You said today. All right, today.
Today, Eric, you say this to me all the time. Eric, you say this to me all the time.
So she's better than Dan Hurley?
Of course she's better than Dan Hurley. Sustained excellence. It currently. What do you mean? Danny Hurley is Johnny come lately. 2 years from now, listen. I like Dan Hurley.
That's my guy.
Hold on.
You speaking bad about my guy. Danny Hurley, Danny Hurley, you my guy. You know that.
I like Danny Hurley, but Danny Hurley's had a great 3-year run. Correct?
Okay.
Right. Okay. Staley has had, we talking about currently, Staley's run has been pretty, over the last 8 years, Staley's been very, 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 very good. Right? Let's not overdo the Danny Hurley thing. I like Hurley. I like Hurley too. I like him. You love him.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my guy.
But let me say this. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, let's see. You can't tell me Hurley's the best in the game with 2 years of success at a high level. Let's not do that.
Okay.
But when the great Don Staley said the woman wasn't going to be a GOAT if she didn't win a ring, they made my girl Don Staley have to come back. And then when Caitlyn won and when Caitlyn lost, have to say, Caitlyn's one of the greats. Listen, Staley had to say, Caitlyn, were you out there? Caitlyn, no, Staley was right the first time. Staley, but the point I'm making is this, Eric. Let's stop. Caitlyn Clark is unbelievably good in college, and let's see about the WNBA. But everything points to, and she's struggling early a little bit, but that's normal. Everybody's not LeBron James, and they come out to get and they're amazing.
But Frank, what I'm saying, but we gotta look more deeper. Staley made that statement because of what she's done for the college basketball, right? That one game of last year. Okay, so that one game was the most televised game ever in college basketball.
I don't disagree with you. What you saying?
So she's saying from that aspect of taking the game of college for women's basketball to new heights, she's the GOAT for that. That's what she's saying.
That's not what she said. See, get the quote right. If you're going to quote, get it right. Staley did not say that. So come on, get it right. You're wrong. Staley said she's one of the GOATs, not the GOAT.
Okay, one of the GOATs.
Okay, but get it right, though. That's different. That's not saying she's the GOAT.
Okay, one of the GOATs. But I'm saying...
Stop. And by the way, I'm not racist. The best college basketball player ever is Breonna Stewart, probably. She won 4 national championships in 4 years, and she was player of the year in all 4. She was most outstanding player in all 4. Freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. Breonna Stewart is the best women's college player ever.
Okay, I mean,
I call a spade a spade.
I mess with.
And by the way, say it again.
Breonna Stewart. I mess with Breonna Stewart.
Okay, she's the best women's college basketball player ever. E, let me ask you a question. Right before we switch gears, Caitlyn Clark, as great as she is with her vision and everything, is she better suited at the 2 spot in the WNBA because of speed, athleticism, etc., or do you still think she's best at the 1?
I think she's best at the 1 because of the way she plays the games, great court vision. You know what I'm saying? Right now, she's struggling because of, the speed of the game is probably, she has to make some adjustments to that, but she has great court vision. And then, I think the Indiana Fever, they have to change certain things for her to be more successful. Let her be a little bit more freelance with the ball and let her create some other things. But she
is freelance. I watch her play all the time. What do you mean? She runs the point. She had 10 turnovers in her first game. She's willy-nilly. She don't play no D. She don't get back on D. They're stealing the ball from her.
Here we go with the narrative that white people don't play no D. Every time you mention she don't play no D.
Who said that? Who said white people don't play D? I never said that. T.J. McConnell played defense. T.J. McConnell played defense. And if anything, Eric, if you want to go into race, a lot of white players do play defense because a lot of times they're hard-nosed and they get to the NBA because of those types of intangibles or wherever it may be. So I don't think at all that white people don't play defense. And if anything, I think a lot of white players play more defense because a lot of times those are the intangibles that help them because they don't have a lot of times the athleticism that the other players have. So I don't feel that way at all. So just so you know, as an aside, I don't feel that way.
That's like, Frank, that's like a wide receiver seeing a white defensive back. That's like a wide receiver in the NFL seeing a white defensive back.
I'm not talking about football. That's a different sport. I'm talking about basketball.
I'm just saying. It's like...
I don't know what you said. I said that white people don't play defense. I don't feel that way.
Okay, all right. But I
don't feel that way.
As black athletes, when we see a white defensive back, in their minds, that's food for them. I'm gonna tear him up.
But Eric, just for clarity, Jason Sehorn is the last white defensive back that they've seen, and that was how many years ago? So we say when they see a white defensive back, they don't see him ever, bro. I mean, what are you talking about? Jason Sehorn for the New York Giants. How many years ago was the last starting white defensive back?
I'm just saying, in generally speaking,
but you can't say that because there's none in the NFL, except for now this kid from Iowa who the Eagles just drafted, right? The kid who played for Cooper, who played football and who played basketball in high school and is tremendously athletic. Before him, there was not a white starting cornerback in the NFL.
Okay, we're gonna see how he plays in the NFL because they're gonna chew him up, boy.
Well, I mean, the black ones get chewed up too at times, so I don't know about that. But look, E.
Yes.
Let's switch gears a little bit, okay? Switch gears. Let's talk about NBA GMs, okay? And I want to do a versus this guy versus this guy, and then I want to talk about two other NBA GMs. Okay, E?
Yes.
So let's kick it off by doing a versus. Whose would you prefer to have as your GM if you could? Sam Presti, the great Sam Presti, right? Or Connolly? Connolly, who's the GM now, E, for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was the guy from the Denver Nuggets for years, and now Connolly is the GM now for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who you taking, E, Connolly or Presti?
I'm going Presti. I was just reading up on Presti. I mean, the guy has phenomenal, track record as far as drafting players. I mean, I think he was, the Kevin Durant,
Westbrook, James Harden.
I mean, that trio right there alone, and now this young core of young players. I mean, look at the roster he's put together, right? You got Shea, you got Chef, you got Giddy.
Wait. So Giddy's a bum, but Shea is great.
Giddy's all right.
And hold on. And by the way, he didn't draft Shea, just for clarity.
They traded for him.
Correct. So get it right now. Get your facts right. And Giddy's a bum. Giddy's a bum.
But he still had a part of that. He still had a part of that.
He did. Okay, but you said drafted. He didn't draft him.
Traded for him, Frank. Come on.
Okay, well, come on. Be precise with your words.
I forgot you were a lawyer at one time. Here you go with the
technical. Yeah, be precise with your words. Now, I'm always a lawyer because I passed the bar exam. Not at one time. I'm always a lawyer. I got my license, baby. Want me to show it to you?
I know you're a lawyer, Frank. I know that.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Bob. Let's get it right, baby.
I understand you're going with technicality. Anyway, we traded for him. Got him to OKC. Great young player. Great.
And by the way, I think one of the biggest heists ever, because remember, they got Shea and all these draft picks, and guess who the Clippers got? All they had to give up was Paul George.
Yes.
So Shea's a better player than Paul George, and they got all these draft picks they were able to use. And by the way, they got all the draft picks in the draft right now. Everybody got to come to them to get draft picks.
That's right.
They got more first round picks than anybody for the next few years. They stockpile picks. By the way, so let me just add on to what you said about Presti, right? Great picks, Harden, the great Kevin Durant, Westbrook, put that team together. And E, let's not forget about guys like Serge Ibaka.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Another good pieces, right? That team got all the way to a final and lost in the finals, right? Lost in the finals, yes. Right? Broke up because it's a small city team. And then he rebuilt it back again, right? OKC, they had the number 1 seed this year.
Yes.
This year in the tough Western Conference, right? Yes. In the tough Western Conference, they were the best team in the regular season. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who the Clippers traded away, is developing into an all-star. But E, let's look at Conley. Yes. E. All right? He built the Denver Nuggets. Jokic, he drafted Jokic when he was a GM there. Yes. Jokic, right now, the best starting 5 in the NBA, right? He drafted Jokic, drafted Porter, drafted Jamal Murray, traded for Aaron Gordon. Yeah. Come on, E. Traded for Contavious Caldwell-Pope. That was a nice piece.
That was a nice piece.
Right? And by the way, he got a ring.
He got a ring. Yes, he got a ring. That's facts.
Right. Well, no, he don't have a ring because I think he was already at. But he built that team that has a ring. Let me clarify. Because I think he was at Minnesota when they got the ring. But he constructed the team. Okay. Right? The team that he constructed. Now he's gone over to Minnesota and he's constructed another great team. Right? I'm going to tell you, he was maligned. They killed him when he traded for Rudy Gobert, saying that him and Cat wasn't going to work together. Right?
Yeah.
It's working. They're in the conference finals. Yeah. So Conley has taken 2 teams, built a championship team, and built another team that's in the conference finals. 2 different teams. When Presti only built 1. Right? Yeah. So who's better?
I'm still going with.
Who you picking? And you said you picking Presti.
Yeah, I'm going Presti. On this.
I got to go Conley because how many rings Presti got? How many teams did he build that were ring caliber teams? And again, Conley was gone by the time the team he built won the ring, but he built that team.
Yeah,
right.
He hasn't won yet. But I mean, he's built a great roster with OKC number 1 seed. I give him that. I mean, listen.
No. Oh, Presti, you mean? Yeah. I'm sorry. Presti. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So he built that team. He had success with Kevin Durant. James Harden, Westbrook. So you can see he has success throughout his tenure being at OKC. So I'm going with Presti because of the longevity of his success.
With no rings. With no teams that he built win no rings.
No rings. It's okay. It's okay. Cool. But
Okay, so I'm going with Conley, you going Presti. I get it. All right. Now, E.
Hold on. Before you go, my all-time favorite GM, you know who I'm going to go with? Bob Meyer. That's my all-time favorite GM. I'm gonna just put that out there. Golden State Warriors. He built that team, drafted.
Just to be clear, I don't think Myers drafted Curry.
Well, I gotta check that.
I don't think he did. We should look it up. I don't think did Bob Myers draft Curry? I mean, because you bring that up. I mean, that's an interesting question.
Klay Thompson drafted Klay. Draymond Green,
he drafted Green.
Yes, Klay Thompson, brought in the great Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? So you got to put all that together. Frank, come on. Hate on my man Bob Myers.
But I want to see Bob. And by the way, I don't know if he didn't. But I would like. But hey, Nick, can you look and see if who drafted Curry? Was it Bob Myers when he was the GM of the Because to me, if you take that away, that's a big takeaway. And by the way, let me say this. I don't know how you say Bob Myers is the best GM ever and not Jerry West, who built all those Laker teams. Tripping.
I didn't say he was the best.
Nah, here you go. Don't start studying that.
I didn't say he was the best. I said he's one of
your favorite.
My favorite and one of them.
You said your favorite. So he's more of a favorite of yours than Jerry West?
Yes. I was never a Laker fan. I was
Eric, Jerry West built dynasties.
He did.
Bro, what are you talking about, dogs?
He did. I'm just saying my favorite, Frank. I can't have a favorite. That's my favorite.
All right, bro.
Come on. You ain't because I say he's my favorite. I'm entitled to my favorite. Damn.
All right, that's fine. So as we talk about GMs, Eric, let me ask you a question, okay? Nico Harrison used to be a Nike guy, got the job with the Dallas Mavericks. Everybody wasn't sure if he's going to be able to make the change from being a guy that worked for Nike to being a GM now. A lot of agents have gotten the call from being agents. Arntel has done it, running teams, running the Detroit Pistons, abomination, terrible. Leon Rose has done a pretty good job with the Knicks. But,
Larry Riley?
What about him?
The GM?
Right. So I don't even think Bob Myers drafted Curry, by the way. So just so you know, that takes away all of his credibility. Don't talk about how great he is. He didn't even draft the guy that's the guy that built the best player in the organization's history. That the player was there before he got there, bro. I mean, Jerry West drafted Kobe Bryant.
Frank, all right. So
hold on. My guy Connolly drafted Jokic.
All right,
Come on, bro.
Come on, bro. Since we're talking GMs, what about my man from the Chicago Bulls?
Oh, right. Amazing guy. Krause.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And Jordan hated him. He's another, maybe another one of the best. Bodo Kukoc.
Yeah.
Drafted Scottie Pippen. But here we go again. He didn't draft Jordan. Rob Thorne did.
Okay, but I'm saying he put that roster together.
But he put it together. So Bob Myers not even in the same conversation as these guys, bro. So you tripping.
Top five.
Anyway, let me go. I don't know about all that. Let me go back to Nico Harrison, right? What a great job he's done with the Dallas Mavericks. Nobody thought the Dallas Mavericks would be here. They're about to be in the finals. And you talk about, and listen, and not just, right, drafting, but also amazing job of making acquisitions that have been significant. So Luka was there before he got there, yes, okay? But he drafted what's the big man that just got hurt? His name is eluding me. Got hit in the back of the head, the kid that played at Duke.
The kid that played at, you got to give me a year.
The big kid, your boy Karl Anthony Towns just hit him in the back of the head.
I know, you got to give me a year. Off the top of my head, I can't. I'm not. Big kid.
I'm drawing a blank. Hold on. I'm going to look it up real quick. Yeah, Derek Lively.
Okay, yeah.
Derek Lively. The late first round pick, right? He's been phenomenal. Late first round pick, rim runner, very Tyson Chandler-esque. Tyson Chandler was their center when they won their last championship.
Yes.
Okay? Great pick. Kyrie, right? Signed Kyrie and brought him back.
Yes.
Right? Kept Jason Kidd, phenomenal. Right? Brought Kyrie in. Everybody said it wouldn't work because Kyrie and Luka were both ball-hungry guys. Said it wouldn't work.
Yes.
Brought Kyrie back, right?
Yes.
E, what about the acquisitions at the trade deadline, Eric? PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford? Where would they be without PJ Washington?
Yeah. I mean, listen, the guy has done a great
Oh
job.
my goodness, E.
I mean, we always talk about that, right? Some of these GMs just stockpile talent. You gotta put pieces together that fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That's
E.
why
That's the key.
that's the key.
Right. So I think Nico.
Stockpile talent, and that doesn't work. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You got to put pieces that work together, that complement each other. Not just stockpile talent that you're going to win. You got to put pieces together. The jigsaw puzzle. You got to put pieces together that's going to work, that complement each other. And I mean, they've done a great job. He's done a great job with Dallas. You know, some of these young GMs are doing great jobs putting the pieces together. You know what I mean? So kudos to those guys.
Yo, Derrick Jones bringing a defensive guy on the perimeter to handle the tough defensive assignments. Oh my goodness, that guy. And then I have this question, Eric. How does Sean Marks keep his job in Boston?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, not in Boston, and with the Brooklyn Nets. How does Sean Marks keep the job with the Brooklyn Nets? And by the way, the dude in Boston is doing a fantastic job. The old coach is doing a phenomenal job on the GM side. But
Brad Stevens not bad.
Brad Stevens doing a phenomenal job. Was a good coach, but is doing great as a GM. Brought the right pieces in. Drew Holiday, obviously, Porzingis, re-signed Jaylen Brown. Like, you know, added a lot of great pieces, right? Yeah. So kudos to him. He's doing a phenomenal job. Al Horford, a lot of pieces. Now, how does Sean Marks keep a job with the Nets?
Terrible. So you said some of these guys just don't know what they're doing.
Eric, he hired
Steve
Nash.
That was
horrible. Then Jacques Vaughn.
Jacques Vaughn, horrible.
Then Jacques Vaughn,
Terrible.
Then hold on, Eric, the players he's resigned and the players he's trading for, they're at the bottom of the barrel. And by the way, if you look at them organizationally, you don't even feel like do you feel like they have any hope?
No.
Do you look at them and you say that's a team that you feel like I see the end of the rainbow, right? I see the end of the tunnel. They're in the middle, in the underground, in the tunnel, and you don't see no air, no sense of light. They're probably the worst constructed team in the NBA, arguably.
That's bad. I mean, I don't, I'm a New Yorker, so to me, Brooklyn, they're always going to be second fiddle to the Knicks. So good for them. I'm not a Brooklyn fan, so good for them.
You got to be objective, though, right? I mean, the Clippers are always going to be number 2 to the Lakers, but they're trying to build the roster, right? You can look at what they're trying to do. The players keep getting hurt. I mean, Sean Marks is terrible. He may be the worst GM ever.
Yeah, bad GM.
Right? Like, how does a guy keep a job? Yeah, please tell me. He must got some secrets on somebody to eat that we don't know about. You must know something about the owner for the Nets, somebody that, you know what I mean, that if it came out, it'd be explosive.
He must got something. Yeah, he must got something. Got something going
Crazy,
on.
Yeah. Crazy, E. Well, listen, E. Look, man, it's always great to have you on the show, bro. Another great segment, great topics, great conversation. Anthony Edwards will not be peaking at 24. But anyway,
I didn't say 25. I said 25, Frank. I said 25, 26.
Anthony Edwards will not be peaking at 25. All right? But listen, we're not going to hold that against you forever. But Anthony Edwards will not be peaking at 25. But as we always do at this time, I know you love to shout out your Dominican brothers and sisters out here doing their thing. Shout them out, show love. We got love for the Dominican community. I got love for the Dominican community. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And guess what? One of the best Dominican players in baseball is on my Yankees right now, Soto. Unbelievable. Yes. Right? Juan Soto. Yes. Unbelievable. But anyway, who you shouting out?
I'm going to give 2 quick shout outs. One is to this gentleman who was a phenomenal artist when it came to music. His name is Fernandito Villalona, one of the greatest. He is the GOAT when it comes to merengue music. Dominican Republic took that genre to new heights. His name is Fernandito Villalona, the greatest. There's no argument there. The greatest. People could say Sergio Vargas. He is the greatest. His name is Fernando Villanova. Look him up. iTunes. Put up his music. Great guy. You know what I'm saying? Struggled early on with some drug addiction, but a great guy. But
a lot of artists do that, so you can't hold that against them. But that's awesome.
Yeah. And then one more I want to give a shout out. This has nothing to do with the Dominican Republic. This is my guy Biney. You know, my guy Biney hooked me up with the Purple. I got to shout out Purple. You know what I'm saying? It's my guy.
No, why you shouting out Purple? Purple don't sponsor us. Fuck Purple. I understand your man Bonnie, but Purple ain't putting no money in the Frank Harris show.
Listen, my God,
Purple, no, bro. And Bonnie ain't Dominican. I love Bonnie too, but and Purple is love. I got love for Purple. I got love for Bonnie. I ain't got love for Purple.
I ain't
got love for Purple.
They ain't putting no money in the Frank Harris, so you're right. But I just wanted to shout out my man.
Shout out your man Bonnie, but we don't want to shout out Purple. I got to edit that part out. We're gonna cut you out after you talked about your Dominican brother. Shout out to my boy Bonnie out there. Fuck Purple. I'll holler at you, my guy.
Let's not do that, friend. Let's not do that.
Why I care about Purple? They don't care about me.
Shout out to Biney. Shout out to Biney. Biney, my guy.
Love. Love.
All right, Frank.
All right, E.
All right.